Hello and welcome to Insight. I'm Antoine Lindley. Addis Ababa is one of the fastest growing cities in the world. It's a city in full speed transformation, and with that transformation comes investment opportunities. Stay with us for a closer look at investment in Addis Ababa.
Insight is brought to you by our proud partners. Coca-Cola, open happiness. St. George Beer, the first Ethiopian beer since 1922. Addis Ababa City Administration is the exclusive sponsor of today's program. Addis Ababa, with a population of close to 4 million, is the capital city of Africa and a thriving metropolitan and full-speed transformation. The city's skyline is testimony to the rapid growth over the past 5 years. With a young and eager workforce to cheap labor, it's no wonder that Addis Ababa has become attractive to investors, both domestic and international.
Addis Ababa has a number of inherent advantages. The first one I'd say is location. Remember, it is at the epicenter of the fastest growing economy in Africa. A very large city that is very well interconnected to all its parts, but also now emerging interconnections to the region, to an increasingly peaceful Horn of Africa.
One of the many reasons that makes Addis a great city is the hospitality of the residents of the city, and the welcoming and embracing culture we have developed over years is one of the amazing culture that really makes any guest that come from any corner of the world to feel at home.
You can walk around here. It's a very safe and very stable city. Probably safer than any major city on the African continent, where you wouldn't have to look back to see if somebody's following you or anything like that. So Addis Ababa is even safe at night, and it's emerging as a cultural hub on the African continent. So you've, the investors and their professionals can actually enjoy living here.
Addis is the political and diplomatic capital of Africa, and the headquarters of EU is also in Addis. Leaders from all African countries, commercial people, diplomats, and ordinary people comes to Addis for business reasons, for AU summit, for international conferences. And we have also a huge diplomatic community living in Addis. We can take embassies, multilateral organizations like the World Bank, EU, the Economic Commission for Africa. And so taking all this into consideration, I think Addis is in fact the international hub of Africa.
Ethiopia has been investing more than 10% of GDP over the last 10 years on infrastructure, and that most of that infrastructure emanates out of Addis. So you have a road infrastructure that is the fastest growing in the continent, that is connecting Addis to all the major regions in Ethiopia, but now all the Horn of Africa countries and the Eastern African countries. There's even infrastructure that will be built now going from Djibouti all the way down to the west coast to Dakar. Addis Ababa is also unique among its peers in sub-Saharan Africa. It is developing a light rail system, which you will not find in many other cities. So it's not just going outside of Addis, it's also within Addis, the infrastructure is improving significantly. So this is a real big advantage going forward for Addis Ababa and for Ethiopia. Third one is market. It is one of the largest cities in the region and likely to be the largest at some point. Given the population size of Ethiopia that is approaching 90 million, but also the Horn of Africa again. If you look closer, the demographics itself, you have a young population that has all its best years ahead of it. It is a productive workforce that is going to fuel an emerging manufacturing economy in Ethiopia, but it's also going to be consuming for a while. So that is creating a big market, and already we're seeing fast growing consumer markets in Addis Ababa.
Another advantage for the city is the convenient accessibility to Addis Ababa Bole International Airport, the major hub for Ethiopian Airlines, the fastest growing airline in Africa. Ethiopian Airlines serves over 70 international destinations, making it more convenient for passengers traveling to or from Addis Ababa.
Welcome aboard. Nice to see you.
In the financial sector, banking in Ethiopia is safe, transparent, and regulated by the country's strict financial and monetary policy.
Banking or the finance sector in Addis is one of those things that you cannot avoid while investing in Ethiopia, and certainly you will see that there's been a tremendous change in the finance sector over the last 10-20 years. A lot of the banking infrastructure have now moved onto a very high and automated banking systems. Most banks have a very solid capital base with a very firm regulatory element aligned to it. It is setting it on a path of growth, and the finance sector grows with the economy regardless.
This investment agency is concerned for the development, promotion of Addis Ababa investment. In our agency, we have got project profiles. An investor who wants to invest in the city, we have got around 200 investment opportunities. These investment opportunities are profiles that are already given, and then anyone who is interested to invest in this city, he can come to our office, and then he can take the 200 investment profiles. After he sees the profiles, then he can select, and then he can be engaged in one of the investment opportunities.
The last 3 years, many investors came to Addis. They invested in hotel, in infrastructure, in light manufacturing industry, and this has created a big opportunity for the citizen.
Hospitality and hotels is a sector that continues to grow in the city from both domestic and international investments.
The hospitality sector is growing.
at an alarming rate in this city, Addis Ababa. Currently, there are about 120 hotels, star-rated hotels, and about 7,000 number of rooms. In the past 5 years, we grew about 1 hotel per month in the city. So we added about 60 hotels. And about 4,000 number of rooms were added in the past 5 years. That's about 750 number of rooms exponentially every year. And this trend is set to continue as well. By the turn of the decade, which is 2020, we're adding additional about another 80 hotels in the city. So, and then that number of hotels is set to reach about 200, and number of rooms is set to double to 14,000. We see both the international and the local companies coming here and investing in the hospitality sector. Currently, we have about 10 international chain hotels that are building in the city. All these are in the pipeline, and they're set to open by 2020. So this indicates that the climate is very favorable. Addis is robust, and Addis is rebuilding, and then we're rediscovering Addis, and it's a great experience. And I encourage people to come and see and be part of that new experience. Wow. One.
አዲስ አበባ ውስጥ የሌለ ምግብ የለም። ሁሉም አይነት ምግብ አለ። አሁን ከተማችን እያደገች ነው። ሀገራችን እንደነ ኬንያ፣ ታንዛኒያ እንዳሉት በቱሪዝም ኢንዱስትሪ ለመስተካከል እየሰራን ያለ ነው።
Very delicious. Welcome to Addis Ababa.
We have a conducive policy that engage investors. And the number one priority for the city and for the country is attracting foreign direct investment. And we have also the crime rate in Addis is very low. Investors are secured, their property is secured. The labor cost in Addis is also very low comparing to other African countries. We have a young labor force which can be easily trainable. And also the land rent in Addis is very small.
Universal Plastic Factory, a family business, has been operating in Addis Ababa for the past 19 years.
Universal Plastic was established in 1984, while production started 1 year later, 1985, and it was established from my father, and there was other partners, me and my brother then came later, and slowly we start to grow up this family company in Ethiopia.
December bank ደርሷል ግን ያው ሴትልመንቱ
ይሄ ነው ያልተከፈለ
$1,580 andiamo a $1.580 alla tonnellata, dollari americani. Sì. Well, Universal Plastic was established thinking about different type of plastics. One of the main product was crates, because Ambo Mineral Factory Crates was producing their crates outside of Ethiopia and importing the crates. So we had a deal with them to import the machinery here, start producing the crates here. We are the leader on the market because we detain roughly 90% of the production of the crates in Ethiopia. And also we are certified because big companies, big international companies, which came in Ethiopia to start their production, they need the production to be done according to international standards. And we are investing in this business because the growth actually is very high.
Universal Plastic is also an environmental friendly company. Every old crate makes its way back to this plant, and this is where the recycling process begins.
This is just to show you another our small production, which we are exclusivity with the plastic. We produce these small items with which we can make any type of design. And then according to the design that they give us, the name of the bar or the restaurant, we can produce any type of curtain, which is for the sun protection, also for mosquitoes. Plastic. Whenever it's broken, they will send it back to us. We will replace the broken parts. We will regrind and recycle. So it's fully made here in Ethiopia.
Koba Impact is a recent new company that has invested in manufacturing various products for the plastic bottling industry in Ethiopia.
Koba Impact has been established in 2011 and started to be operative February 2012. We are involved in plastic manufacturing, basically packaging for the beverage industry.
We manufacture preforms for CSD and flat water PET bottles. We make also the closures. And we're also going to be starting our recycling plant in March of this year, where we'll be using recycled flakes to export to Asia and Europe. Because Addis Ababa is the most developed city in Ethiopia. It's the city that has the largest water producers. The biggest manufacturers of PET are all located around here, so it was very important for us to be around this area, and of course access to land also was given to us a lot easier here through Universal Plastic, and it's a lot easier to do business in Addis than anywhere else in Ethiopia right now.
Ethiopia is a country that at the time is very safe, very calm and tranquil, so give a big guarantee for your investment and the potential, because it's a growing economy and 90 million the population, so big potential we see.
For the past 6 years, NA Metal Industry and Engineering has been engaged in metal manufacturing and export.
NA Metal Industry and Engineering has been established in 2007. We are now giving employment for 105 Ethiopian employees. We produce different product lines. We produce tankers for fuel and service station input. We also produce tankers for agro-processing like edible oil factories. We also produce agricultural trailers and truck trailers, cargo trailers. We are also currently engaged in fabricating using Israeli technology of a diffuser plant for sugar cane projects. Our products are meant for export also. Currently we export to Djibouti. This year we have export close to 200,000 USD for Djibouti, and last year we have also exported to Somaliland, Hargeisa, and this is a capital city of Africa. We want our products to be exported to the African region.
Addis Ababa is going to be one of the true great cities of the world. It is in the early stages now of an economic boom and a cultural boom and a political boom that will last for decades. But I think looking back in 20, 30 years, we're going to see a city here that would sit alongside cities like Shanghai or New York or London for the African continent. And there's many investors who kick themselves in the head for missing the opportunity to invest in China 30 years ago. I think the opportunity to invest in Africa is now, and the opportunity to invest in Addis is now. So 30 years later, you're not going to be kicking your head again.
In the coming 5 years, we have to bring Addis to the level of international city in all aspects, particularly in services, in attracting investors, in satisfying the need of the investors. That's why we are undertaking a huge institutional transformation in various areas.
This concludes our program. I'm Antoine Lindley, and from all of us from Insight, thanks for watching.